Well, this is what $112 US buys you in Port Huron, Michigan. You see, they don't have a slot. You just touch the card like this. Now the guy asked me. He asked me if what floor I wanted. Hello. He asked me what floor I wanted, and I said, give me the top floor, please. And now we're gonna see if we have a view, because this hotel is located in a very interesting area. Okay, so like I said, I paid $112 US plus some fees, but never saw something like this before. It's probably so that people don't try to twist that handle. Alarm clock. TV is not. The TV could have been bigger. Single, no, dual cup coffee maker. And in case if you get bored, you can always knock on the door and see if there's people in the other room. But what's cool about this location, check this out. That seems like a similar truck. Oh, wait a second, that's my truck. So that's the entrance over there. And wow, this is a very unusual look. I gotta take a picture like this. But check this out. You guys know what that is? Oh, wait a second. Sorry about that. I'm gonna do this. Oh wow, it allowed me to do this while still recording. So yeah, I saw that the picture was super bright. So okay, so let's try that again. So that's my truck. And so we're using a Rebel SL3, and that's Blue Water Bridge. What I'm trying to say. Actually, I don't think I ever noticed this hotel, but often when we are crawling like that, just like these guys now, see, that's what happens. So Canada is that way. This way, well, it's already US because they passed the middle of the bridge. But you can see how these guys are going, like slowly. So that red truck, it goes to Canada. But once you pass the middle of the bridge, which you cannot see, it's over here where the window is, there's a sign there that says welcome to Michigan or welcome to US. And so these poor guys now are crawling. Actually, what's funny is that when I crossed this morning pulling that empty trailer, right? And when I crossed this morning, there was no hold on, we're gonna change the aperture back. Oh, let me check my face. I'm looking to the monitor. Beautiful. I love this camera. It's so light. But why I always wanted to visit this area, except I did not know that there's a hotel here, because of course we're right next to the river, right? Because the bridge goes over something, and they have a beautiful lighthouse away there. There's a paper mill, and I asked the guy at the front when he was checking me in, I said, can I get to the lighthouse? Is it like too far? Because that lighthouse, you know, the Lake Huron opens up, and it's like a sea over there. And quite often you have big ships coming in that go under the bridge. And he says, and there's right next to the hotel, like, that's why I'm gonna park my truck, of course. I just left it there so I can move my stuff easier to the room, but I'm gonna park it in the back there. He says lots of parking. And right there, there's a river walk, kind of like what they have in Chicago, except here, you know, it's St. Clair River. And once you get to the lighthouse, it's actually Lake Huron over there. And I said, can you get there? And he says, yeah, it just, this path near the river, it kind of like goes inland a little bit because you have to bypass the paper mill, which is right at the water. And then you go back, and he says there's like a lighthouse park, and there's a gift shop in there. And the weather's good. It's not too hot, not too cold. I think it's about 75 degrees, 24 C. And I'm gonna go and I'm gonna test my, like we're recording with the Rebel SL3 and 1018 lens. And I'm gonna do some photography and just compare this camera, like the photography quality, with this camera, which is my big camera, as I call it, 6D Mark II with a 50mm lens. And then I got 35 and I have 24. And so today is a day off. I don't want to deal anymore with tracking issues, even though the guy that I'm giving the trailer to, he was supposed to meet me at the hotel not too far from here, and I go there with his trailer that he's supposed to take from me, and I never ran into a situation where a guy has his cell phone, all calls, no exception, all calls are automatically forwarded to his wife in Florida. And I said, so whenever you call, the woman answers, and I'm like, how do I get in touch with this guy? Or text him, just send him a SMS message. And I said, wait, so if calls are forwarded to your house, how does he get SMS? And she says, yeah, he will see it. And so I'm sitting outside of his hotel, and I'm texting him. And first of all, I text him I got up at 6 o'clock because I thought he was in a rush to get back home with an empty trailer. And I was here and I said ETA 9:30, and I was here like at 9:40. There was nobody at the bridge, and there's no response. I checked if he responded to my first message that I sent at 7 o'clock when I was saying that I'm leaving Cambridge and I'm coming, you know, to see you with your trailer. He never responded to that one. And of course I tried calling his wife in Florida, answers his cell phone. So inconvenient, you know, like he can call me, but I cannot call him. And so I went inside the hotel. I said, I'm looking for this gentleman over here. I know his first name, not too sure about the last name, but I said, I know he checked in yesterday. And as we're talking, the door opens and 3 guys come in, and they look like either insurance salesmen or, I don't know, some kind of salespeople. And they have t-shirts, well, not t-shirts, like golf shirts, like this one, right? And they have golf shirts. Okay, hold on, let me adjust the angle a little bit. Sorry. Yeah, I forgot to change this is 18 millimeters. This is 10 millimeters, so this is much better. And so these gentlemen have golf shirts, but except over here, it says police. Like, what? But they dressed in civil, like, you know, civilian clothes. And then I looked over here, and they have guns. You know, like, so weird. Each time I come to US, it's like there's like guns everywhere. And so the guy says, we have to talk to, we have to look at the room number. And I'm like, holy cow, I think this guy is in trouble. But then no, it was not his room. But anyway, I'm while the cops are talking to somebody, like probably some disturbance happened overnight or something. So they're talking to another clerk. Looks like the guy who was on duty, like, you know, night manager or something. And I'm talking to the lady, and we're trying to find this guy. I said, you know, I have a problem. I brought him the trailer, but I cannot get in touch with him. He does not answer the text messages. Like, can you call his room? You know, maybe he's asleep, like so hard asleep that or maybe he shut off his cell phone, right? What's his last name? And I give her the last name, what his wife told me. She cannot find it, you know. And then it turns out it was a wrong last name, like the wrong spelling, and the first letter was different. So she looks through all the records. I said, can you not find him on the computer? And she says, no. Like, she tried the way I spelled the last name. I give her the first name, she cannot find it. So she looks through manually through all the records that people checked in, and then she shows me like a printout of his driver's license, you know, like a photocopy of his driver's license, and she says, this is the guy? I look at it, and it's like black and white, like a, you know, like a jail photo. And I say, yeah, that looks like him. And she says, okay, let me call. And she dials his room, waits for like 10 rings, no answer. And then there's a couple of girls showed up, you know, those house cleaning, room cleaning service. And the clerk says, would you mind just going and knocking on his door? Maybe his phone is turned off, you know. And so she goes there, and I can actually see her through the window, and she is right above the cops, you know, like the cops are knocking on the door below, straight below on the first floor, and the lady knocks on the room right above the cops. I'm like, holy, what's going on? Is that a coincidence, or did that guy do something? I don't know. But the door, I'm looking, and she's knocking, and I don't see what's going on, and then she comes back and she says, he wouldn't open the door. I tried talking to him, and I told him that Mr. Serge is here. That's how she asked me, what's your name? I said, Serge or Sergei. Just tell him that Serge is here with his trailer. And she says, I told him Mr. Serge is here to see him, but he said something like, we don't need anything. Like, he thought it was just, you know, house cleaning lady, room cleaning. And so I talked to my freight broker, who's answering her phone, and you know, we communicated via text messages. And I said, so what do I do? Like, I know he's somewhere here, but I don't see his truck, I don't see the trailer. And she says, well, according to the dispatch sheet I sent you, the preloaded trailer, my next load, is at the towing company where I picked up load number 2. So she says, just go there and drop the trailer over there, the empty trailer. Okay, so I call the guy, I call the towing company. They open 24/7, but there's nobody there on Sunday. So I told them I'll be there in 10 minutes. So they send the guy in a truck to open the gate. I backed the trailer in there, locked it, and I told the broker, I said, that's it. I'm taking a time out till Monday morning. I'm going to a hotel. Please don't disturb me about any trucking issues. And then later, I found out, she sent me a text message saying that they found the guy. Yeah, he was there, but he wasn't responding because he had a flat tire on that trailer, on my trailer that I'm supposed to pick up. And until 3 in the morning, he was trying to find a tire repair service, and so he didn't go to bed until very late, and so he was sleeping in, so to speak. And now I gave him a website, that's trackdown.com. I said, try these guys, you know. So I said, I'm off the radar until Monday morning. I'm not gonna deal with any of these issues. And so the plan is I'm picking up this preloaded trailer, and this time actually I don't have to come back, because this trailer is kind of like, I think it's the same as the load number one. And I'm gonna take it from Port Huron across the border 200 miles to Ajax, and that's it. There's no return. There's 2 more loads after that, but they told me I can take a couple of days off, because you know, I feel really tired. It was like I was like a bus driving, you know, back and forth between this Port Huron. And the worst part, which I really hate, is that I had to go through Toronto, like on the way in there and on the way back, and it's like 60 miles, you know, very bad traffic each direction. It's like Chicago, you know, like it's awful. I really hate going through Toronto, and I couldn't go through 407, the tollway, because, you know, I don't know, I didn't want to go through too many scales, you know. So anyway, so now speaking about the camera, I don't know why I got distracted. I wanted to do this video about photography and video, but I know most of my subscribers are here for the trucking content, and so I gave you some trucking content. But I know some guys still are interested in this, because maybe you have your own YouTube channel, right? But I find that this camera, I'm really so happy with this, even though Canon just now released, they leaked news about the new coming DSLR 90D. And when I heard that, I'm like, holy cow, I just bought this, right? SL3. But then I look at the specs, and that 90D, yeah, it's a much better camera, but it's 2 times heavier. Okay, it's 2 times heavier. So like even now I'm holding this in my where's the mirror? See, this is my setup, right? I'm holding this, you see, in my like the little stick that I can make smaller, I can make bigger. See, it's beautiful. I didn't put the mic on because I'm inside the room. There's no wind in here, but that's how. See, that's how we do this. And so even now I feel my hand after like 10 minutes. I feel you know, some tension in my muscle. So imagine if this camera was 2 pounds, so 800 grams, and that's what this 90D is. And but this camera, it's a bit light on the specs for like high quality photography. For video it's perfect, but for photography, you know, but actually the first shots were pretty good, but I prefer to use a full frame camera. And so now from I'm not sure if I should do a video over there. I don't want to, you know, attract too much attention over there at the water. So maybe I'll just I'll show you the pictures, okay? I'll show you the pictures because I don't want to hook up this tripod over there. So we'll just do photography from now on. And yeah, maybe I'll just take one bag. Just put big camera there and small camera, and I'll go and do some photography, okay? And I'll write down under the photos which camera took that, because SL3 will be used with 24mm f2.8, and this one I'll use with a 50mm 1.8.